Hi guys, welcome back to the kitchen. Today I will be taking on a challenge to make the whipped coffee, which has been trending everywhere online. So now let's get started. Okay, so this recipe only has two ingredients, your instant coffee and your sugar. Those two has equal amounts, and then you're gonna add in your water to dissolve your coffee and sugar. So now you have the main challenge part is to whip up that coffee until it turns almost whipped cream like. So basically a very light whipped cream. So if you have a stand mixer or a hand mixer, you are welcome to use it. But because this is my video and I want to do a challenge for it, I will try to whip to see if this thing really needs to take 400 times of actually whipping it up by hand. And to be honest, by the time of the end of this video, I know I'm just gonna miscount and lose count and everything, but that's a challenge I'm willing to take. So as you can see that the coffee is starting to whip up and it's starting to get kind of foamy on top. That is what you want, and you just want to continue doing that until it goes through the whole entire coffee mixture and everything foamed up and became like a very soft whipped cream. And what you don't want to do here is use a blender, because I have tried that and I have to end up whipping it by hand anyway, because in the blender the coffee will foamed up, but it will not formed into like a whip-like texture. Because of the heat of the blender, it will prevent it from actually forming like stiff peaks, if that makes sense. Because I kind of think of this thing as like a meringue or a whipped cream, where you just whip it up and it turns into peaks and it foamed up and it just stiffened up into like a cream. I actually was kind of skeptical of this recipe at the beginning, because the only ingredients in here are coffee, water, and sugar. And water is not something I think that can form like solids, can have a shape or a form that can make something into like a whip-like texture. And so this recipe really did surprise me. By this time, I already have lost count of how many times I've been whipping this, because all I did was walk back and forth in my kitchen and just constantly whipping it. And my hand started hurting and it was cramping. It was a really big workout. But as a baker, you just power through it. So as soon as your cream coffee is ready, you can start seeing the consistency start changing. It gets lighter and actually holds when you actually spoon it. So that's when you know it's time to pour it over your milk. So I guess the best portion for this whipped coffee is half milk and half coffee. So what you want to do is fill a glass half with milk and then pour your coffee that's been whipped up into your glass, and it will just basically float on top of your milk. It's like a very light, airy cake batter, but this is like coffee. It's basically just water and coffee, which is really amazing. Whoever thought of this idea, I'm really amazed by it. They have been doing it for years and years, and it's like I finally discovered something great. And it just really reminds me of like the Vietnamese egg coffee. And I have like this temptation to just, sift a little bit of cocoa powder over it, or even like a drizzle of caramel. And I think that's a really good idea. So leave in the comment below you want to see me do like different flavor of this whipped coffee. After you finish ladling in your coffee, I suggest just taking a spoon of the whipped coffee by itself, because it's very good and addicting. The texture is wonderful as well. And when you're ready to drink it, you just need to like stir it up a little bit just so the milk and the coffee can mix together. And I suggest leaving about a centimeter or more of the foam on top, because when you drink the coffee, the milk and the foam gets into your mouth and it just creates a wonderful texture, and the coffee smells so good. So I hope you guys enjoy this video, and thank you for watching. And if you like this channel or any of my other video, please don't forget to leave a like below and subscribe to my channel below. Thank you so much.